This is LiveWell Talk on life after cancer, survivorship, support, and the next steps. I'm Dr. Dustin Arnold, Chief Medical Officer at Unity Point Health St. Luke's Hospital. Adjusting to life after cancer diagnosis goes well beyond the initial treatment. Survivors adjust to a new normal that requires a comprehensive support plan and a team to help them navigate survivorship. Joining me today to discuss survivorship support services is Kimmie Carney, Care Coordinator at the Nassif Community Cancer Center. Kimmie, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Good to be here.
To start off, how'd you end up in cancer line? We don't blush, but, I've often said on the podcast that some of my favorite guests are people from the cancer center, so passionate about it. They just take ownership. They seem and really enjoy their job and enjoy helping people. How'd you end up over there?
Well, ironically, I had started my nursing career in the emergency department, and I moved to the PACU. And when COVID hit, things changed a lot, and so I needed to find a new role. And I wasn't looking to be in oncology, but I feel like nursing is a vocation, and I feel like I am called to this service as a nurse. And I feel like God called me to this oncology department. I applied just really unsure of what to expect. And when I met with the people during my interview in the Helen G. Nassif Cancer Center, I just felt at home. Yeah. I felt right away.
No, it's a good team, great culture. I mean, I say that and I mean it.
Yeah, they build each other up.
Yeah.
I mean, we really work cohesively with one another. And that is really paramount when you're working to make things be patient-centered. And so we have a great team, and I'm very fortunate to be a part of it.
Well, I think this is going to be an interesting discussion, because sometimes when someone has cancer, that kind of becomes their identity, and then they survive it, and then that all the resources that were helping them while they're being cancer kind of goes away. And then, and that was so much part of their life, right? I mean, they survived cancer. And then imagine there's kind of an emptiness after, or a potential for that. So
Sure.
Tell me about your thoughts on that.
So it's interesting that you bring that up, because we pride ourselves at the Helen G. Nassif Center. There is no end. So survivorship starts at the day of diagnosis. And when those patients that are going through the cancer treatment, they're moving, they're praying, they're healing daily, every day, to be a survivor. And so we as care coordinators are fortunate to be able to walk alongside them. We are the only cancer center in the community that offers a lifetime membership. So it doesn't expire. So even though they're in remission and their cancer is cured, or potentially still fighting the cancer, we're there with them every step of the way. So we are unique in that.
What are some of the services that you provide in that survivorship program?
We have, of course, like myself, I'm a nurse and I'm a care coordinator. So we provide a timeline. We let the patient know what to expect once they're diagnosed. Some people, for instance, work a lot mostly with breast patients. And so we'll talk about, they come into the office and we discuss what kind of cancer they have, that is treatable, that it's curable, that potentially will start with surgery. They might need chemotherapy and radiation. So having a timeline empowers the patient to know exactly what's going to go on. The caveat to that is that timelines do change, but they have the support system to back them up. Okay, well, we're going to have to wait because now we need an MRI before we do that surgery. So having that support system there is very valuable. We have oncology social workers, and their list is endless. They help patients provide transportation. We have patients from all kinds of areas in the community that come, thankfully, to Nassif Cancer Center, and so they can help with transportation. Some of our cancer patients are devastated, not because they have cancer, but they're providing care for people in their home, whether it be a child or a parent, and we can help, those social workers can help them get respite care for the person at home. They help with insurances and paying the bills. You know, we have a community that's been very, very blessed to provide monetary gifts to the cancer center. And so if that happens for a patient, our social workers are able to give them that help that they need. We have dietitians, patients who have been diagnosed with like a head and neck cancer. They are oftentimes on a G-tube.
Right.
And so we need to make sure that they're getting enough caloric intake and enough nutrients. And our dietitians are very resourceful. When they're going through chemotherapy, our patients, their taste buds change. And so they're not hungry for certain things. And so different ideas the dietitians can bring to them, different menus, and people that are healing from surgeries that we promote protein intake to promote that healing. And so the dietitians are amazing at helping in that area. We have integrative wellness, which is a huge patient satisfier because we meet the patients where they're at. So they come in being fully mobile, and then their bodies have changed after having chemotherapy or surgery or what have you. And Matt and Sadie, our exercise specialists, are able to meet with them potentially before surgery so that we can gain strength before they even have surgery, and then post-operatively meeting them where their limits are and then increasing that strength as time goes by. We also have massage therapy, and the Helen G. Nassif Center does, they split the cost with the patients. We pay 50% of that so that the patients that are in need of that integrative wellness can get it, so that they're not limited, because we all know that cancer is very, very expensive, and we want them to have the holistic approach besides the medical approach. And we also provide Reiki therapy. So we have a whole modality of people that work cohesively together to, hey, I have a patient that I think would benefit from your services, and it's been wonderful.
So they meet you from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't have to survive cancer to meet with you. What do you establish like I know you tailor treatment plans
mm-hmm.
for cancer. Do survivors have different, because they're all coming from different places.
Right.
They all have different needs. So I imagine the survivorship plan might be totally different for one person as opposed to someone else.
You're right. And we could have 5 patients who have breast cancer or 5 patients who have colon cancer, and every story is different.
Right.
Every patient is different. Every need is different. And it's important to us that we tailor that to each individual patient. We want our patients to feel like they're the only patient that we have when we're with them. Because that's the truth. That's who's on our mind. And so absolutely, a patient who's had colon cancer and is recovering from a surgery, abdominal surgery, and a colon resection has an entirely different need than somebody who has head and neck cancer and needs to build the strength in their shoulders and in their neck, So, and that comes from different modalities. And it also, the support services, you might have 5 patients who have the same cancer, but they don't have family members in town. So how can we help with transportation? So there's absolutely every survivorship care plan. It does look different, no matter if you have the same cancer or not.
And I see that, you see that in patients that have a good social support system. Mm-hmm. tend to do better than patients that don't. Mm-hmm. What is the most severe punishment they can give a prisoner? Isolation.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
So no matter how recalcitrant or curmudgeonly mm-hmm. someone might be, we need to have companionship.
Absolutely. And I think we offer that in our wellness center. The holistic approach that I mentioned earlier, we have classes like yoga, tai chi, meditation, the list goes on. And they're weekly. We have them every week. And so there's a camaraderie. Most of those people that come to those classes are in remission. They're not still battling. Some of them are, but most of them are in remission, and they're just coming home. They're coming back. Nobody wants to be a part of our family. But that's what we are at Helen G. Nobody wants to have cancer, and we don't want that for anybody else. But we do have a family environment, not just of our staff, but the patients that continue to use our services. They know each other. They lift each other up. They pray for each other.
Yeah.
They are a family in themselves. And we are fortunate enough to assist in that. But it's really their journey that we're invited on. And that's a privilege.
I mean, it's comforting, a familiar face. I don't care what
Absolutely.
station or illness you might have, even if it's, the valet, someone that knows your name and remembers you. It really does influence your outlook.
It does. And I'll tell you, our administrative assistants are amazing. Lisa and Rachel work, when you first walk in our center, they've heard patients in their stories. They've heard patients in their scaredness, and they will just step away from their desk and sit, and they'll pray with that patient that needed it, or they will get the tissues for the patient that needs it. They know, those two gals know so much of our patients, because that's the face of our center. They're their smile. They're the calm when they walk in.
Front office, whether any business, this isn't just healthcare, but any business, but specifically in healthcare, front office takes your practice or your clinic to the next level.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's this basic customer service, right?
Yeah.
But then that people that can take to the next level are just something special.
Yeah.
Personally, I go to Dr. Butler.
Sure.
They got a great front office.
Yeah.
They just
because that's where your identity starts.
Yeah.
They recognize you.
That's where. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So true. Okay. What if I've had cancer and I got treated at another hospital down the street or an outside or Mayo? Let's do that. Let's say go to Mayo. I had a cancer. I'm treated there. Is there still an opportunity for me to participate in the survivorship program?
100%. We welcome everybody. It doesn't matter if you had your treatment here, if you were diagnosed here, or if you lived in Texas your whole life and just relocated here. Anybody who's had a diagnosis of cancer is welcome to come to our Helen G. Nassif Community Cancer Center. Then we'll meet with you and decide what ways we can serve you best. And with that, like I mentioned, the classes, not everybody in that class has to have survived cancer. If you've survived cancer and you're new to town and your wife is with you, come, bring your wife, have your companion with you so that you feel a little bit more safe and secure. Always they can bring a companion to any of the events that we have. And we have so many events. We have, besides our classes that we have weekly, we have our Christmas party for the patients who have children. We have that at the country club. We have baseball games and hockey games and all kinds of events that are no charge to the patients or their families, because we want them to continue to living. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
That they feel seen, that they're able to do what they love to do and spend time with the people that they care about at no cost to them.
Right. Well, don't you think it's true that I think a majority of patients, if not a super majority, are motivated to survive illnesses because they have loved ones they want to still take care of, and they don't want to leave them.
Right.
I don't really have a lot of patients who are like, oh, I want to survive this illness because I'm just selfish and I want to live to be 100. I don't hear that. I don't feel that. I really feel like I have people that depend on me.
Absolutely.
And I want to be there for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're finding so many more young patients being diagnosed. That's why screening is so important.
Yeah, we've talked about that. It's shifting down.
It is. And, patients that I talk with, 40-year-old females that are coming in for their baseline mammogram, and they're finding out they have metastatic breast cancer, or that they have a breast cancer. James Vanderbeek, a 46-year-old, actor, was diagnosed with colon cancer and died within 2 years. He did a GoFundMe page just shortly before he passed away because of the monetary expenses that cancer can cause, and so they're not established. They're not. Not that it's easy for a 70-year-old to have breast cancer or colon cancer or what have you, but sometimes their monetary goals have been met, and it's not as hard for them to pay for some of their cancer journey, where some of these young kids or younger folks are really struggling because they still have little children at home that take so much money. So
Yeah, and I think that's pretty common that, the people marry later in life than they did, and then probably achieve that financial
Right.
security later in life compared to previously. Yeah, so
Yes.
you're right. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
I've observed that.
Yeah.
We really haven't seen, I went to a cancer conference about a week ago, and, we thought that when there was a pause during COVID for screening services that we'd see kind of this tsunami. I've even used that term here in the podcast. And there was a drop off of cancer diagnosis in it. Then it just kind of went back right to where it was, and the curve continues to increase
Yeah.
in younger people. But there wasn't this wave of newly diagnosed, which is a good thing.
It is. Yeah.
Which I think that probably tells us that what we did is the ones that were high risk and needed to be screened, we got them screened.
We did.
I think we got them into their mammograms. We got their colonoscopies done. I think that's a reflection that although the healthcare system felt to be on pause, it was still functioning.
Absolutely.
And the higher risk patients got the care they needed during that time across the country.
I think that's true. I do think that's true because most, unfortunately, a lot of my breast cancer patients had a mammogram last year, and we're finding their breast cancer this year. And so that's why it's so important.
That's why it's a yearly exam.
Exactly.
That's why
Exactly. And that's why colonoscopies are every few years, depending on what your first one showed. There's a reason for it. And so absolutely, those preventatives, are vital to catching it. Patients will tell me, I didn't have anything last year. Why? What happened? That, nothing happened. You didn't do anything wrong. And yes, it is very small. And so congratulations to you for coming back every year and having, now it's only 3 millimeters and it's treatable and we can take care of it.
Yeah. For a lung nodule, learned this at the conference that I didn't know. For a lung nodule to be 1 centimeter, it's doubled 40 times to get to 1 centimeter. So, that's a lot of doubling that's taken place. Right. And some of the newer modalities that are coming out, CAR T therapy, et cetera, were really exciting.
Yes.
I think there's going to be a lot of options to treat cancer utilizing the body's immune system. I really think there's a lot on the horizon, which is good.
It is a beautiful.
But it is concerning. We're seeing younger people. We have higher cancer rates here in Iowa.
Right.
And everybody the environmentalists want to attribute it to nitrates. The epidemiologists want to attribute it to, something else. And it's looking like it's just a multifactorial thing, a perfect storm, so to speak. There's not just one thing.
Correct. That's what we feel too. Patients will come in and say, nobody in my family has any kind of cancer.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, their dad had prostate cancer. Well, prostate is a hormonal cancer. Breast is a hormonal cancer. Pancreatic is you know what I mean? So just because we think we're safe because a male figure had it, so I won't get breast cancer, or a breast cancer female thinks that my son is safe. But in reality, if there's a history of cancer in your family, then
radon came up a lot. Breakdown of, I think it's uranium. I'm not sure, but
I can't speak to that either.
Yeah, I think it's breakdown.
I know that radon is a huge
that's kind of
concern.
That's becoming more of a concern. That was one of the highlights that I took away, as well as alcohol consumption. I was working on some studies show that there really is no safe amount of alcohol,
right?
And that is associated with cancers in general,
right?
Alcohol use. But the radon, that was one that that was kind of 70s and 80s commercials,
right?
And then kind of drifted away, but coming back. So easy to detect. I think you could get a radon detector.
You can.
I think newer homes, I think it goes into law this year. New construction will have radon mitigation.
And even to buy a used home, you have to have a radon inspection before you can.
But I think all new construction
will have the mitigation.
It's starting in 2027 has to have the radon mitigation just built in.
That's great.
More associated with limestone. That's regionally. It's more anyway. That's enough radon trivia for the day. So how would a patient get enrolled in the survivorship? Take me to that.
So
that
we
step?
try to make it as easy as we can. And so there'll be a number on the screen that you can call. Lisa and Rachel will be answering those phones, or we have a website as well. And you can just type in, what your name is, your phone number, and a couple information about your cancer that you did have, and we'll reach out and give you a call. And it's not an email that we'll respond. We'll respond to your email, but we're going to call you. We want to have a conversation with you to see how we can meet your needs. It's a patient-centered, driven situation, and so we want to meet the needs that they have and not just guess. So a phone call is a lot easier than just answering an email. So they just send us the message and then we respond. Yeah.
Excellent.
Or if you're in the PCI building, you can always stop in the front desk. Lots of times I'll have patients that have been there before, or somebody who's never been to the cancer center before, and they'll just stop in and they'll grab whoever, Rachel or Lisa will grab whoever is available, and we'll just see how we can help that individual.
That's outstanding. That's you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
And I don't have any skin in the game. I don't, from that standpoint, but I'm just always impressed with the staff from the cancer center and the leadership that Andrea provides. Just
we do. I will say, I think it starts at the top.
Absolutely.
They
always
really,
does.
Yeah. They care about us. They care about, it's hard as a breast cancer coordinator. I've done the biopsy and then I call the patient and I tell them, I'm so sorry, but you've been diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yeah.
And so even though the pathology is what's changed their life, I'm the one who delivers it in some situations. And before every phone call, I say a prayer for that patient because I just want them to be held. And so I think that is, I think it's a privilege to be able to walk with somebody and be a small beacon of light, if I'm able to be.
And I've said this to other people, said it to myself many times. 30 years of practice, that's still a tough phone call or a tough conversation to have. It doesn't get easier. Anybody that says that they're good at it is lying.
Yeah.
Because it's a tough situation to be in. And I guess in a way, it's good that it stays difficult because that means I'm emotionally invested in caring for this person, this patient that's trusted me. If you get good at it, then you might have some other personality traits that are.
I feel like that. I feel like when I can call the patient and it doesn't make my heart hurt, then I need to move on.
Yeah, because and it's routine.
Yeah.
And it's Well, as we say in medicine, on your worst day, you go home late, but just be happy because they needed you, and that's why we do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You started by saying nursing's a vocation, a calling. I think that's true. I think healthcare in general is that way.
Sure it is.
Because sometimes I say to myself, why would anyone sign up to do this, right?
Yeah.
Why would somebody do this? Well, it's because it's a calling.
Yeah. It is, absolutely.
Yeah. Kimmie, thank you so much for joining me. This is always a great conversation. We have staff from the Helen G. Nassif Community Cancer Center. Once again, this was Kimmie Carney, care coordinator at the Nassif Community Cancer Center. For more information, call the Community Cancer Center at 319-558-4876 or visit communitycancer.org/survivorship. Thank you for listening to LiveWell Talk On. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to spread the word, please give us a 5-star review and tell your family, friends, neighbors, strangers about our podcast. We're available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcast. Until next time, be well.